Okay, so let me just bring up my stuff.
Okay.
Did you have games you wanted to go over, or I know you said you just like wanted to kind of go through matchup game plans.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, we
Okay,
could
that's fine. I
like
mean, we can just
shoot some
chat.
VODs over, but mostly I just wanted to see if like I have notes here of like the matchups and my basic thought process of this is
Sure.
what I'm looking for in the matchup.
Yeah, are you gonna
Um,
send it over?
I it's actually not in it's handwritten, so I
Oh,
can
okay.
type some, or I guess I could type
You
while we
you could
go
just
through it.
I mean, you could take a picture of it with your phone if that'll
True.
work, or you can just explain it to me. Whatever works best for you.
All right, I'll do one flashcard at a time.
Sure.
Oh, it took the picture sideways. Damn it. Okay. And a lot of these are just based on like at least half the information on a lot of them are based on like Squid telling Joey what to do.
Right. Yeah, I
But
think those are like definitely solid starting points.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess the Peach and Marth ones are just kind of what we went over. I've also come to the conclusion that I need to not try to wait for like the Melee Online Discord to give me advanced before getting practice in these random matchups, because it seems like forever.
Yeah, I mean we've done a couple, so like once you feel like you have a foundation in each matchup, I think it becomes easier because then you can kind of just play like whoever, and you don't
Yeah.
have to be as picky. So it'll be like, yo, anyone want to play? And then
Hmm.
it's like, and it's a puff player, and you're like, oh, okay, let me bring up my puff notes.
Right, exactly.
Like with my coaching with Ginger, I just have all of my notes, and I would refer back to it and just scroll down to like the last time I got a lesson in that matchup, or if I have my own notes
Hmm.
and stuff I wanted to try, I'll bring that up, and then I'll go, okay, these are some things I know I want to focus on, and like maybe playing unranked, I just remember three other things, and I'll just keep an eye out for what's coming up in the game. So for the
Yeah,
Fox
that's good.
one, I mean, it all makes sense, but it seems very specific. I don't know if you get that feeling. So I mean, I don't want to say like it's
Yeah.
not like any of it's wrong.
Okay.
Um,
Uh,
I guess like the way I think about it is
okay,
I
I
can't
guess
remember if I got this from Day Nine. If you know who that is,
I do not.
he's a StarCraft player. I've never played StarCraft in my life, but I think he.
Hmm.
Oh, actually, I think it was Thorin. Thorin. So he follows a lot of esports, and he had a video talking about the difference between strategy and tactics. Let
Hmm.
me bring it up because it's really good. And his general talk about it was, so you have strategy, which is like your overall game plan, like what you plan to do to win, and then tactics are the smaller micro strategies that allow you to achieve that, or they're the small micro interactions or like tools that allow you to accomplish that goal, like whatever your strategy is. So a strategy for Sheik is to get her off stage so you can build damage, right? And then with that that's a strategy. And then for that you have different tactics like throwing her off stage or throwing her upwards so you can shark and force her off stage. So that's how I like to think of these things. So if you look at your Fox one, short hop laser isn't safe. Close, go to platinum laser. That's a tactic. The first half is like just saying that it's a bad. So the first half is like saying this is a bad tactic, and then the second half says what a better alternative would be as a tactic.
I see.
But I think you should view. It's good to like have different tactics and know what's good and what's bad, especially in melee, especially in melee and especially as Falco, because if you do a bad tactic as Falco, you can just die. We saw that with like your Marth gameplay where your strategy wasn't all that bad. Like you were getting him cornered, but then your strategy or the tactic you were using to get him off stage was approach into the corner, which is where it was like falling apart. So like the second note on the Fox one, get 40%, then get off stage. That's more of a strategy because you're not specifying exactly how you're going to do that. You just know that's your goal.
Right.
So yeah, all of those look good, but they are mostly tactics. Up tilt or jump shine to call out full hops. That's a tactic. I guess you could say like call out full hops is a strategy. But even that's it's like it's not black and white. It's a spectrum of like how strategical versus how tactical any given statement is. So that's like on the border. Like to say your strategy is to call out their full hops is kind of a one-dimensional strategy, I guess I would say, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas like kill them off the stage is a way too vague of a strategy.
Yeah, I guess these are just kind of reminders to me to do certain things. Like
sure. No, I think that's totally good.
Like that last one, ledge dash and all caps / side B. A lot of the times I'll go into tournament against a Fox. The first time I die, it's because I double laser and they shine spike me. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I can't do that if he's standing right there. Right,
so I think instead of saying, like, I think it's totally fine to have a note saying ledge dash / side B as a mix-up. What might be better is to say, like, your ledge strategy is to pay attention where to Fox's spacing. So you see how that's like more general? You're saying instead of a reminder to ledge dash or side B, you're reminding yourself to pay attention to Fox's spacing. And now you can make an informed decision, and maybe that informed decision is to ledge hop double laser. So you're not exactly telling yourself what to do, because obviously ledge dash or side B could be terrible options. So I think having the reminder like, oh, I want to go into this game and practice my ledge dash side B mix up, totally fine. But if these are notes you plan to like build up over time as like a cohesive strategy, then you would want to be more general with that as like be aware of Fox's positioning.
Yeah, so you'd prefer that kind of wording for the first line too, then I assume, instead of short hop.
For the first one, I would phrase it more like be aware when you're lasering within Fox's threat range. So you see how like that could lead you to come up with the first statement, that strategy, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't even have to be like a specific strategy. It can almost be like a belief, right? Like,
yeah, I guess that makes a lot more sense, because these are kind of like, I don't do these things already, so I have part of the mix-up, but I want to add these in, but I'm kind of telling myself to do them instead.
Right. I mean, it
So I
sounds like you
see.
understand why you should add them in, which is the important
Mhm.
thing. And I have notes like these. Um,
Yeah.
that these are the kinds of notes I bring up because, like, if I bring up my note that says ledge dash side B versus Fox, I remember like, oh yeah, I want to do ledge dash and side B because I keep doing double lasers and dying. So
Mhm.
as long as you're understanding the fundamental thing underneath, it's fine. And I think it's totally fine to have notes specifically to remind you to practice these things. But I
Right.
don't think it's
But
just
this
like
isn't
you
like
don't want to
a
become attached to these and be like, oh, always let dash and side B, because
right,
you're.
right.
So what happens in melee a lot is like you build up these rules and you feel like you know a matchup. I mean, you're experienced enough that you probably have had this happen. You feel like you're really good at a matchup, and then at some point, maybe like you might not even go that long without playing it, but you play someone and you feel like, damn, I feel like I was lost in that matchup. And then you
Yeah.
play the same character again. You're like, I'm still lost. This used to be my best matchup. What happened? And I
Mhm.
think what is generally happening when that's the case is you have all these rules built up over time, and there are rules that are proven, like they've worked for you. So like maybe, well, we can use the ledge hop double laser. You've been ledge hop double lasering, it's been working, but you're getting to a level now where people are countering you, or it could just
Mhm.
be like even the specific people you're playing against are catching on. So with both of those things happening, now you have to mix up what you're doing. And so whenever I feel like I'm kind of lost in a matchup, I look for my rules that I have and I try to break them intentionally. Did we talk
I see.
about dashing through or dashing under people?
Not really. We've only gone over
Okay,
Marth
I think I
and
talked about that with someone
Lucian.
else, but like a big thing is if you're getting caught retreating as Falco, like maybe Fox is doing full hops and he's overshooting,
Mhm.
or Marth is dash attacking your dash back. That'll happen to a lot of Falcos because they're relying so heavily on dash back.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know what to do. And I'll tell them, well, have you tried dashing through? Or like doing some sort of forward movement, and they go, that seems really risky. It's because they've built up this rule that getting inside Marth's fair range, for example, is dangerous. And it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
if he's doing fairs, that's dangerous. But if all he's doing is overshooting attacks, then you have to kind of break that rule, and that'll like bump you up to the next level, and you'll kind of have like a higher level understanding of all the different mix-ups. And then as you get to each level, you're just going higher and higher up a ladder of like mix-ups.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, let me make sure the rest of these are good. The Fox one, everything you said in the Fox one made sense.
Mhm.
Though I do think lasering Fox close can, it's not like that bad. I don't think. It's just
That
about whether
was
you're
more
starting it close.
yeah, again, it's kind of worded weird, but when I read that line, I think more of uh I'm getting like up smashed out of the laser startup or something. Like
Right.
he's rushing me down, right? So I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
So that's a perfect example as well. Like maybe you're getting caught by a lot of foxes because they're being aggressive, but maybe down the
mhm.
line, the way your playstyle develops, it might really discourage foxes from being aggressive like that against you, and
Right.
then you get more leeway to do lasers. But if you don't break that rule, you'll get stuck not doing lasers, and you're like, they're not approaching me how they used
And
to.
now they're whiff punishing my
Yeah.
counter in place. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
makes sense.
Puff. I love the 30% rule versus Puff. That's helped me a lot when
Yeah,
Squid
that
told me that. Just
actually
because, like, it flips that switch in your head, like, oh, time to downer. And,
yeah.
like, have you seen the Dr. PP video, the like a G6?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god,
But
this is just etched into my mind. this work of art while I read the rest of these.
Okay.
Make sure you have your volume up really loud.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Oh, you have the kill percents. Down tilt, bear, turnaround jab.
Fucking downers.
It's just that on loop. But this is like back in the. You could probably find an old. Yeah, look at my fucking comment from 10 goddamn years ago on that video. That's hilarious.
Fucking Ryan Ford on it too.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Dumbest DI text. So, one thing I would add versus Puff that I think it's a really good general rule and strategy is play around grabs. Because if you watch your Puff sets, I mean, maybe this is... it's definitely not just me, but most Falcos I see are... They lose the set because they get grabbed. Like, if all they did was play around grabs, even if they're getting bared like out of the air twice as much, they're still probably winning the set. But they get grabbed and they get up there, rested, or gimped. That's like 90% of the set losses I see as Falco are because of those two things. So definitely consider adding that.
I lost to, I got rested 5 times in a 2-game set. So.
Yeah, so that's why I would add that in there, because it's like you have don't miss DI/text, but really the problem is getting grabbed, right? Okay, Yoshi.
Okay. Marth, we kind of, well, I guess we can add that one.
Ledge dash. Ledge dash dash attack? Is that what that means for Yoshi?
Let me see.
Oh, never mind. It says his dash attack or CC down smash will kill you.
Right.
I actually like doing side B ledge cancel, like double jump back, side B ledge cancel, because Yoshi doesn't. He's not great at covering that, right? Especially if he's focused on covering ledge hop double laser or ledge dash. I don't really like ledge dash because if he just decides to dash back, double jump cancel armor back towards you, you're kind of fucked. Like, you're at least shielding, best case scenario. Unless you're getting ledge dash up tilts out or something, but
yeah,
I'm not sure that's all that great of an option. Unless they're doing like the down tilt or down smash by the ledge. Like, I'm not afraid to ledge dash shine Yoshi, but
so you prefer to go like platform?
Well, I'll do the ledge dash shine because most Yoshis don't expect to have to respect that from Falcos. But just to know that if they ever start doing double jump armor through it, like, you can't contest that. You have to start doing other stuff. And I think the side plat's a good second option because it's harder for him to attack the the side plat. And like, even if he does, maybe...
Would you ever ledge dash double shine to break the armor? Or are you talking about like spacing around?
So like, if he's double jump naring at you, you're not going to shine him out of it, right? That's like what I'm talking about.
From invincibility, you don't think you can?
I mean, if so, unless they're just recklessly naring at your invulnerable body, they're going to be timing the nair after your invul ends, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that's like the mix-up for Yoshi is either execution test, jump check you. They could just say, oh, he's not going to ledge dash, and then they just swing with down tilt or down smash, right. Or they could aerial early. But really, they can. So good Yoshis will time when you actually grab the ledge, and know when your respawn your ledge invul is running out, and they'll time their nair so that it's hitting that. Okay. One thing you could add next to Luigi on control ground is to dash dance. This is kind of tricky because against most characters you can't like really ledge dash or dash dance in front of them because they'll just attack you, right? But Luigi, well, I don't know if Luigi's dash dance is really that bad if it's done properly, but almost no Luigi's dash dance. They pretty much all rely on wave dash as movement. So if you're dash dancing like out, so just imagine his short hop fair range from like neutral jump, right?
Yeah.
Because he's not like dash jumping at you ever. So envision like where Spacey would shuffle at you, and now you can sit in that range and dash dance against Luigi. And he doesn't have any good options because like he can wave dash at you still, but it's like now it's a really awkward spacing for him, and he's in the same amount of lag whether you're dash dancing close to him versus dash dancing far away or lasering, because he still has the 14 frames of landing of lag from wave dash, and he's going to have that whether he's sliding all the way across the stage or whether he's doing a short wave dash to catch you. So that's just something to think about. I like to dash dance in that range, and then it makes it easier to land shuffles on him. I also would not do early dare fadeaway versus ledge dash because I mean, I get how that like works, but I think that's too risky because of if they just get the up smash out, if they do like ledge dash up smash or down smash and they get it out in time, which I don't think is particularly hard, you're just gonna eat a shitty smash attack and it's gonna feel bad. So I mean, if you're going to chump check him, fadeaway dare is the way to go. If you're not, I like doing side plat stuff, like dropping down from side plat, because he's not gonna do ledge dash and then jump fair you. That's just too much. He would need too much gallant. You can also do lasers, of course, but that sort of falls into the same issue of like they could power shield it really easily if they have gallant, because the laser would just be inside of them when they shield. But at least that gives you a mix-up from like the ledge dash smash attacks, because like if they do the ledge dash smash attack and you laser them, as long as you're not like right there, that can be good. And then also converting laser into grab, I think it's underrated. Maybe not underrated. I guess I haven't watched enough top Falcos versus Luigi, but it's something I rely on, and I don't see lower level Falcos doing it.
Do you normally up throw Luigi?
Yeah. I mean, if he's right by the ledge, I might F throw, but he's actually... So Luigi's recovery is weird. It's like, it's actually really good, except when it's not, and then it's really bad, right? Like, because he's so floaty, he can float by the ledge and just like fair if you jump out, and he can do like 3 aerials, and then he can just like tech bear, and then he's floating again, and he has a good air dodge to get on stage or make it ambiguous. He can air dodge like right above the ledge, and you're like, is he going on stage? And by the time you react, he's grabbing ledge because he's so floaty. So around if he's like close enough to double jump grab the ledge, I think he has some pretty good stuff. So that's why I prefer up throw. And you can shark with up air pretty well. Up air is like actually more disjointed than up tilt. So that's generally what I do. I'll either go for an up air shark or just bait out the aerial that he's likely to do, and then do that to keep him in the air and or push him off stage.
Gotcha.
So it's not that different from Marth, but I would say against Luigi, I'm much more content with him landing on top plat or whatever. Like if I up air him and let's say he's at like 30, I might actually intentionally choose to keep him above the platforms than push him off stage, because he's kind of harder to contest if he's just drifting down the ledge than Marth is. Because if you think about Marth, he has fair, so if he whiffs that fair trying to defend himself, then he's got all that lag. Whereas Luigi can do like, if he does a down air or fair, it's really hard to get to him before he could nair or do another aerial or just like double jump. Like, he has pretty good frames. compared to Marth, or even like Sheik Fair. I like down tilt on shield, or down tilt for the kill.
Yeah.
And then
I gotta remind myself that he wants to wave dash and stay grounded and stuff.
Yeah, if you find yourself hitting opponents at like 120 plus in situations where like you're picking an attack, so like if you're down air tech chasing people on platforms and you're getting an F smash at 125% and they just easily survive, right? That should be a cue to you to look for more down tilt opportunities. And this is something almost no other Falcos do. I think I mentioned that to you, how I love down tilt recently. And it's just been getting me so many early kills. It's ridiculous.
Each matchup too.
Yeah. It kills Sheik at 123 on Pokemon. That's how I remember it, because of like easy as 1, 2, 3. And I just use that to like gauge all of the other matchups. if you need like an easy way to gauge how likely it is to kill. So like Sheik dies at 123 with full DI away.
Okay.
On
so
Pokemon and FD. So
also die.
Yeah, I think Marth dies earlier. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He should.
Yeah.
I think.
It's weird because like the weight and gravity interact, so I don't actually know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Peach dies sooner. Let's see. So Samus, up to Shark, yep. Samus is kind of similar to Luigi in the sense that like I'm down to just up air and up tilt and keep her above me to rack up more damage. But back air is probably easier to hit for Samus than for Luigi. There's no risk of like her down airing and destroying you the same way Luigi can.
Right.
You might want to add Shine Grab. Let me see. I think Shine Grab's really good versus Samus, because the only way she's beating that is to up you out of shield. And my general mindset in that matchup is if I'm getting her to up you out of shield, that's like a winning situation. It's like, okay, you want to play that game? I'll just aerial light shield, and you're going to eat a huge punish. So she should feel like up you out of shield is really risky.
Okay, so you don't call out up be out of shield at first?
Generally not, because I mean I do, but only because every Samus does it.
Yeah.
But like if I thought like maybe if I played Duck, I might like give him the benefit of that, like he might actually not up B. But even Morse code up B is out of shield.
Yeah.
So and it's not that risky to do either. So because like let's say you do late aerial light shield, unless they're hard reading with the shield grab or something, it's not like they're going to punish that anyway, you know?
Yeah.
So you can read whichever you're more comfortable with, and then just adjust accordingly. So if they don't do the up E the first 3 times you aerial light shield, well, consider doing aerial shine grab, right?
Right.
Or you can even do empty land shine grab. That's another thing is versus these characters that like are relying heavily on out of shield timing. So like Yoshi, he's trying to like parry. If you laser shine or empty land shine, I like laser shine more because it catches if he tries to double jump like out of his parry, it'll catch him.
Right.
But yeah, these characters where you can like empty land shine, the empty land is just nice because you land quicker than you would if you had lasered a lot of the time. So like when they see you short hop, if they don't see the laser, I think their mind kind of thinks it's like their brain is kind of like calculating how much time they have until you shine. So right. If they see that like the laser is coming out, they know that you're not going to land before the laser comes out, or at least that's what they're assuming, right? But if you do land before the laser comes out, or just empty land, it's a little quicker than they're expecting. So now they like don't have time to do their out of shield option, and like maybe they're also respecting an aerial. So you'll see a lot of people. You'll do like nair shine. This happens to Smarth in the corner a lot. You'll nair into the corner because you see him shielding, and you're like, finally, and then he just rolls between the aerial and shine. Because it's like, unless you're doing a super late aerial, you're not going to hit their roll with the shine. And even if you do the latest aerial possible, they're often going to be power shielding for that timing. So, and then when they power shield, they're not in range of shine. So a lot of aerial shines don't work on people in the modern meta. So that's another reason I like empty land shine. I should probably do it more, honestly. I wouldn't double shine ices ever. Did someone tell you that?
No.
Okay, yeah, because they're just going to slide away from the...
None of this is tried and true.
Oh, okay.
None of us.
Yeah, I definitely just cross that one out. That's really scary. Even Shine Grab, I don't really like first ices because there's two of them, right? If it's Popo, hell yeah, just Shine Grab that motherfucker. But
right,
because most ices are just monkeys, and they're just gonna shield grab you every time, no matter what, and just pray.
Yeah.
I guess if you can confirm the spacing, that's kind of true for everyone. Like, double shine's a pretty good mix-up if you can confirm the spacing, but there are situations where it's literally just impossible to confirm it. Because I used to sometimes I would go to tournaments, like even like 5-10 years ago. I mean, not 10 years ago. Like 5 to 7 years ago, I would go to tournaments and decide like, I'm just going to double shine everyone this tournament. And it would low-key just like work, but it doesn't anymore. So I kind of stopped doing it because people will just do the shield grab, and like their pullback animation on the grab start just dodges the second one, and you get grabbed, and it's just like, oh, cool. I got grabbed out of my own pressure situation instead of just going for a shine grab and getting like a almost guaranteed opening.
Yeah.
Let me see. So ices, you can think of them kind of like Luigi, but they're way more likely to just YOLO attack if you're dash dancing in front of them, so you don't want to do that. Like, they'll just dash attack you. I feel like most ices play a lot different, so it's hard to give general advice for those. And it's also not one of my stronger matchups. But I guess I would say make sure you're doing late aerials because they're going to shine grab. And if you do a late aerial shine, this is one of the few matchups where you actually can like short hop in their face and then do another late aerial. They because most characters have some sort of threat out of shield that scares you from doing that, but unless the icy does like dare out of shield or something, well, like if you're on the back of their shield, don't do anything because they'll back air. But assuming you're on the front and they're like going for shield grab, they don't have much. It's really hard for them to up air out of shield in a way that'll hit you. I think it could be really good, but you're not going to see that too often. So that's kind of something you can work on. And then also another thing I like to do versus ices as a more general strategy is just platform camp them the first like 10-15 seconds just to see, because a lot of ices will just start recklessly attacking you. So it's like if you're running around on platforms and then they're just doing full hop up airs, you can very easily shield drop to the ground. Now they're in the air and you're like, you can just run under and chime them or whatever. And what do they have to come down with? Like, unless they land a fair on you, they're coming down with a down air. So which isn't going to do anything. You can just CC it almost all the time. So definitely worth doing that just to see if they're going to be reckless. And then you can kind of do like drop down lasers, sort of how you might verse Fox. because they have a good wave dash approaches. So it can be tricky to laser verse them too.
Right.
Okay, Captain Falcon, high laser, yes. Do you do the high laser into immediate fastfall? Where like you're doing the short hop laser at the full, as fast as possible, but still getting the high laser. You want to make sure that's what you're doing.
Yeah, it's probably not perfect, but I definitely try fastfall after I see the laser come out.
Okay, I mean there are some situations where you're just it's beneficial to not fastfall right away, but I think if you're relying on it as a basic neutral tool, which is what I do, like let's say you spawn on FD and like you're just reading Nair right out the gate, you want to do a short hop and then laser like on the first possible frame, and then that if you laser really quickly after jumping, you can fast fall as soon as you reach the peak of your jump, and the laser will still come out high. And that makes you way faster. So if you try doing high lasers and you feel like it's limiting your speed, that's probably why.
Okay, that's something I'll have to practice then.
Late Nair Shine Grab. I mean, late Nair Shine Grab's obviously good. I would say be careful with Aerial and Shine versus him, because you might run into Falcons that like stomp out a shield where you can dodge that. And Falcons also like to roll a lot. So that's just, you'll have to just play that based on how the Falcon is playing.
Yeah.
Because you'll, like if they're doing the stomp or whatever, you'll have to do aerial into up tilt. Preferably a cross up aerial, so you're not shield grabbed, but
I see.
You could do that.
What about aerial into early fadeaway aerial? Is that?
Yeah, you can do aerial into aerial, but again, that would lose to shield grab. You could do aerial dash back actually. Yeah. That's something I've wanted to try more. For that you'd have to worry about Nair out of shield. Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, yeah. That's what I have for roll in aerial dash back.
Right. Yeah. That can be good. Just watch that Nair out of shield. Maybe just even paying attention to Nair out of shield range in general is really good. Let me think.
Although if you're dashing back, you probably get pretty good DI and probably accidentally smash DI the Nair.
Yeah, it would just depend on percent. If you're at like 100 plus, then you wouldn't want to do something like that. You could do dash back immediate bear if you wanted to stuff something like that. So like auto cancel bear, definitely unsafe in a lot of situations, but if you're dashing back, it's pretty safe for a Falcon.
Oh yeah.
So don't be afraid to back air. I think a lot of Falcos fall into the habit of like using up tilt to anti-air Falcon because it feels more reactable, which it is, but it's also way more likely to trade or just get beaten. Like maybe they'll just knee at you and the timing is slightly delayed from when if they nared. So, and like Falcons just with good drift will just like pull back slightly and get there a little later and beat your up tilt. So in those situations, back air usually wins. Or at least it's more likely to. And then one other thing I'd add for Falcon is throwing him off stage is kind of like the goal almost. Like if you have him cornered and you're pressuring him, I mean I see you have forward throw to knock down, but I think it's actually more important to focus on forward throwing him off stage. Because if you throw him off stage at like a reasonably mid percent, I don't know off the top of my head what it would be. You can go for like a run-off double jump down air, and the only way they're beating that most of the time is to double jump aerial, which is a really bad 50-50 for him. Because obviously if you don't run into that aerial, then you're just edge guarding him now. So it's really scary for Falcon to get thrown off stage. And once you establish that threat of grabbing him in the corner, now he has to start doing roll in or like proactively attacking. And now you can sort of throw him in the corner or like knock him into the corner, start threatening him, and now he feels that threat of the F throw off stage, and he feels like he has to be more proactive. And then that allows you to just do more reactive things like just space a bear, and he just runs into it trying to get out of the corner.
Right.
Okay. Sheik. Laser dash dance. So I actually think the laser is surprisingly not that important for Sheik if she's on the ground and actionable. Like it's definitely not bad to get laser control. But because she has such a good power shield and like she doesn't do much dash dancing, she's more wave dashing around. Right. I think it can be overrated. So a lot of Falcos will try to establish laser control inside Sheik dash attack range, and her dash attack is almost better at beating out laser than Fox's running shine or up smash, right?
Right.
Because it's like low profiling under, and it's just really fast. And if you get dash attacked or boost grabbed at the wrong time, you're eating a huge punish. Whereas for Fox, maybe you're getting out of that combo at least somewhat soon. So
sure.
Definitely don't be afraid to just dash dance in Sheik's face. Because if you're outside of wave dash forward F tilt range, what approach does she really have? Like she's not inclined to just run at you with stuff. She almost wants to play the game where like you're lasering and she's wave dashing in and out. Because that lets her really abuse her tilts. So I wouldn't say like don't laser dash dance, but prioritize dash dance way more than you would in other matchups.
Gotcha.
Let me think what else. I would also add shine grab, because that's like the most obnoxious matchup without shine grab. That's how I beat Ben in our last set, or maybe it was 2 sets ago. I beat Ben because I just was like, this was not long after I had started just spamming shine grab versus Sheik, and like so I'm like not even that comfortable doing it yet, and it was just working, and I was just like, dude, this is so funny that I can just do this now. I mean, not that I like never shine grab before, but I was doing it almost every time. I even did it versus Plup in the crew battle, and like I didn't do that great versus Plup for like it being 3 stocks or whatever, but like every shine grab worked, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah,
and sorry,
I gotta start thinking about grab more in games, honestly.
Yeah. You don't even have to like think about it. Just literally go into unranked games. This is how I did it. I literally just said I'm shine grabbing literally every time, and I just like when it was bad, when it was good, I was still doing it. I didn't care, and that way you don't have to think about like, oh, should I have shine grab? No, you're just spamming it, and you'll realize it works like 80-90% of the time, and then that becomes your default. Wave shine away is the other good one. Versus Sheik, it can be pretty good. So like if she does the nair out of shield and you wave shined away, you can punish her. And your general idea versus Sheik, you're just pushing her off stage, and you want to build damage from edge guards. So if your edge guarding versus her is not good, you really need to practice that, the regular stand edge hog. If you're not able to edge guard her properly, the matchup's going to seem so fucking hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you should be punishing her almost as hard as the fast fallers. It's just that the punishes...
Really?
Yeah, the punishes are just all edge guards. Because, like, you'll get her off...
Makes sense, because she's, like...
Her recovery is so bad.
50-50 where you can just stand up when she would grab a ledge, so she just dies, or she's on stage. And
yeah, I mean, there are some Sheiks that make it like an actual mix-up, but I'd say...
I actually played Dreffen in a couple tournaments ago, and I tried to do the stand-up, and he just jump faired me.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
grabbed the
that
ledge at
makes
the
sense.
wrong time. You have
Yeah,
to.
that's true. I thought he didn't have a double jump. To be fair,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah. So you want to be threatening. So if you grab ledge earlier and do like a threatening ledge hop back air just to protect that space, I think we went over that with Marth too. How like you want to grab ledge and then just to scare him away from double jumping a ledge. Don't give him that option, or with Sheik, don't give her that option, and then you do the edge guard after. You'll re-grab and she'll be upping. And the very best Sheiks do have good mix-ups around it. They'll do like a crazy pullback or like shortens or go into side plat where it's hard to get a good punish. But 95% of Sheiks will just do the standard up B on stage and then you punish them. Free. One other thing I would say, don't let her get free chip damage. You have CC reversal at low percent, which is true, but good Sheiks they just won't attack until you're at a safe percent. So that's almost like a chump check to just try to CC a Sheik, right? Because a good Sheik will just be like, oh, I'll just hit you with my stack of needles if they see you crouching or whatever. Or if they think you might crouch. Okay, Marth.
Wait, what was it? 123%?
On Pokemon and FD. I think I rounded FD up, or rounded it. Yeah, I rounded it up. He probably dies. I think she dies at 122 on FD, but I was trying to make it simple.
That's like perfect DI anyway, right?
Yeah, so it's like, and it's like if the percents aren't like exact, it's like whatever. To me, like as long as I'm rounding up, like let's say Marth dies at, or Sheik dies at 122 on FD instead of 123. Well, I don't care about the 1%. Like it's not, because I can't remember. If you can memorize it, go ahead and memorize the exact percents. You can just use I need data to figure it out. But yeah, for Sheik it's like 123 on FD and FD and Pokemon, and then it's +5 or -5 depending on the stage. So Yoshi would be -5, so 118 she would die, and then Dreamland is like +20, and then I think DI in versus DI away is a 20% difference. So she would die at 103. Like this is an approximation, but 103 on FD and Pokemon, she's dying. And like on Dreamland, so Dreamland it would be 143 or 143 unless she DIs in, then it's 123, the same as FD and Pokemon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wish I was better at memorizing percents because I'd like to base things off of that. I need to do that more versus like Peach, knowing when down air knocks down, because that's like Puff where it really matters a lot if down air knocks down. I think it's 42. I know it's in the 40s. I should know because I literally had a lesson with Ginger over that, and then I looked up the answer and I already forgot, but whatever. Oh, I would also add the off-center versus run-off fair stuff under Sheik. I mean, there's a lot of Marth and Sheik stuff that are similar. Yeah, I'm saying it's in the Marth one, but I would say add it to the Sheik one as well.
Okay.
Like, Sheik's even better at it because of needles. She can do like short hop needles to protect herself from that angle. Whereas Marth kind of has to like...
it is on there. That's the second one.
Oh, is it?
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess it does say, it says get below / off center.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I think I saw get below and thought you meant shark. I'm trying to remember when I told you dash back wave dash. I think I remember telling you that, and I remember thinking right after I did, well, or not right after. I had a lesson with someone else who did dash back wave dash a lot, and it was like giving up so many frames. Like the dash back wave dash can be good.
You might not have told me that.
Oh, okay.
It's somebody, I can't remember if it's video or somebody told me where like Falco's foot sticks out when you dash back. So
yeah, you're definitely gonna dodge more stuff.
Get grabbed, yeah.
You're definitely gonna dodge more stuff with the wave dash, but I think if I'm like worried about getting hit when I dash back, I can't remember if we went over this, but if you dash away and then so you dash away far enough to avoid grab, and then you shield. So that way, if they
you did tell me that.
Yeah, that's my go-to option if I'm worried about this kind of stuff. Where like, oh no, I did tell you dash back wave dash for situations where you want to whiff punish, because like you did a dash away laser, reverse laser.
Yeah, that was against Peach.
Yeah, that was against Peach. So it applies to every character. Where like there are situations where if you laser when they have no real shot of hitting you, you lose out on a whiff punish,
right?
Or at least like frame advantage. Because like if you think about it, if you're not comboing off that laser or like immediately pressuring them, then you're basically just helping them reset. It's almost like you're in teams and like you're just like, oh, let me get rid of that lag for you, and now they can act immediately after the laser. So just avoid those situations. But yeah, I would.
What do you mean? What do you mean act immediately after the laser?
So if you laser someone, let's say you laser Marth while he's taunting. Now he can up tilt immediately. It's really hard for you to laser nair a Marth, even if he's taunting. So if you see him taunting, you would just want to aerial immediately, right? And that's like the obvious example. But I think that is also true for like a whiff dash attack or F smash. It's a really bad like autopilot habit to see Marth whiff an F smash and then you laser, and you're just It's like, why did you laser him? Actually, now he's actionable.
My roommate has a huge problem where he'll like hit me off stage at really high percent and then laser me immediately out of the hit stun. It's all good. Like,
yeah, I mean that's like kind of similar, but I think it's way worse on stage where you're like giving him the opportunity to shield.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the last one, not the.
Okay, so imagine. Yeah, the last one.
Okay.
That's why I mentioned it to you. I remember mentioning it first Peach, because it was Peach whiffing a dash attack, but you were retreating outside of her dash attack range, right? So it's like if you're outside of her range, if you're going to be outside of their range, then why would you laser them and give them let them become actionable? Like you're giving up all your frame advantage.
Yeah,
or
so
most
this
of it.
last one must have been when I was either up tilt shining or spot dodging or something, and you told me to dash back, and I guess I added wave dash on there. So that should just be dash back on defense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, though, the wave dash isn't terrible, but I don't like.
But it gives up.
You're committing a lot of time, and also like a lot of space. Like you're going pretty far if you dash back wave dash, and it's like if you think they're going to approach with a dash attack or F smash, that's the play, right? That's like the best hard counter against those options. But I would prefer to just dash back and then shield, because I give up less stage that way. Because I don't want to give up all that stage and then find out the Marth just sat in the corner and dash danced, and now he's like, oh, thanks for all the stage, and now he moves out of the corner. Whereas if I dash away a little, just enough to avoid his grab. So like I moved my positioning enough that his grab would whiff, but if he does a dash attack or wave dash F smash to overshoot me retreating, I'm shielding it. So I'm kind of covering both there. And I can also reevaluate. So let's say I do dash back shield, and he just kept dash dancing, and now it looks like he might go in for the grab at my new positioning. Well, I can wave dash out of shield or jump. Out of shield. Yeah. Whereas if you do the dash wave dash, like you're committed to that. And then Falco. So first thing I would put established laser control at the top of your Falco list because that is so huge. I mean, you probably maybe that's like something that's obvious to you, but that's the first thing I think about in every Falco matchup. And it's actually, I think it's part of the reason I lost the Falco set at Xanadu last night. It's because I didn't like establish laser control. I like kind of just wanted to fight them straight up, and it's like, okay, well now I'm getting lasered, and it's entirely my fault because I didn't even try to laser. So I would put that at like the top of your list, and only then would I like worry about the laser war, right? Because if you run into a Falco who's not going to laser you, well, now you're not in a laser war.
Right.
So don't be afraid to take the initiative with the laser. It's not like he can, unless he's within distance, like you say, on this first line, running Shine or JC Shine. If you're doing that like between lasers, or if they're like doing it as you're doing laser startup, that's like the only immediate counter he has to laser.
Right.
Going to plats can be good. Do you do the runoff laser over their lasers? I think Squid talked about that in his video, so you probably saw it at least once.
Yeah, I definitely see.
You let the laser pass under you and you run over.
I usually do just the Isaiah drop through.
Okay,
laser.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't tried that one. I actually want to, because I think the runoff one I liked for a while because you're moving forward. But it seems like some Falcos will shine for that. That happened to me when I played 404 Cray in our last session. I tried to do like runoff lasers after his laser, and he just shined me. I was like, oh fuck, I guess I can't do that. But I should have tried the Isaiah drop.
I think the problem with the runoff is they're expecting you to down air or nair or something, so they're trying to CC shine you anyway.
Yeah, you're probably exactly right.
But yeah, I usually just Isaiah drop through. I've been practicing shield drop laser because it gets really low. When
I can't do it. I mean, I can do it like kind of consistently on Dreamland, but the other stages I can't do it from Sideplat. I don't know if it's a controller thing. I mean, most of my controllers, it's actually just impossible. I can tell with my current one,
it might be. My dead zone is like non-existent, so the moment I get off like holding right, it just immediately shield drops. So maybe that's super easy for me.
Yeah, well, the issue for me is like sticks with Pod don't reset to neutral right away. So it'll be like, I'll do the shield drop. My stick is actually neutral, and I'm pressing it, but it does a down B because it's like slightly delayed. That's how it feels anyway.
What is Pod? Is that
it's what makes dashbacks good. It's the opposite of snapback. So like if a controller doesn't have any snapback, it's because it has Pod. Because the control stick, the control sticks don't actually get. I mean, they do get looser, but what happens with most controllers is the potentiometers. That's what the P stands for in Pod. It's potentiometer oddity degradation effect.
I see.
So it's basically just saying your potentiometers wear down, like the things that detect your stick movement, and it makes it so you can dash back, and so the stick will still do snapback, like the physical stick cap will still snap back past the neutral point, but the stick doesn't read it right away, so it'll reset before it reads it.
I see.
40% combo, then get them off stage. I think that's you had that versus Fox too, I think, right? I think that's fine, but I also think there's a lot of scenarios where you should just fucking combo them to 80.
Yeah, I don't hard follow that at all. In fact,
I think the idea is
a combo. If they're above 40 and they're not in my combo, then I'm like, okay, let me get them on stage.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine. And then I would also say you can use the threat of them getting comboed off stage. But a lot of times in Falco datas, especially, but even as Fox, like they kind of want to DI a shine off stage, depending on their percent.
Yeah, especially.
They'll DI off stage and be like, oh, thank God I get to shorten the ledge now. I guess that's a general thing versus all these. You don't seem to have many defensive stuff. Maybe your defense is fine. Maybe it's just like a strong part of your game, but something to consider. Like, are you doing slide off for smart up air, or are you missing a lot of techs? Are you good at getting tech chased by Sheik? Like, do you do slight DI? If you can start incorporating slight DI, that's fucking huge. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I had a lesson with someone on Sheik, and I was explaining slight DI to them, and I was saying every Sheik I play just tells me like, oh my god, your slight DI is so good. No Falcos do it. And then I played someone yesterday. I played a Sheik, and they're like, dude, your slight DI is so good. And I'm just like, yep, I know. Everyone tells me. And it's not even that, like, it's not like very hard. It's just I'm the only one doing it, or like very few Falcos do it.
What is it, like, ambiguous whether you're gonna end up behind them or not?
Yeah, so
like slight DI behind
instead
them?
of tilting the stick, you want to ride the gate. So do you have notches?
I do, yeah.
So if you hold, let's say Sheik is on the left and you're on the right when you get grabbed. And she's doing a down throw, you'll use the upper left notch of your northern cardinal. So if you hold that notch, or like slightly further to the left, it depends on percent. So like between that and the upper 45 on the left, if you hold between there, you can land right on top of Sheik, and she can't tell if she has to turn around or not to grab. And
I see.
Yeah, so, and then even if she can react, like now she's doing like a turnaround grab on a Tekken play shine, that's really scary. And what'll happen is like they'll either start doing up smash just to hard read you. It's like, great, now I have 2 out of 3 chance of just escaping this tech chase if they read wrong, right?
Right.
And then the other way Sheiks will deal with it is they'll try to like wave dash back so that you're no longer ambiguous. But the thing is, if they do that wave dash back and you DI'd away on the down throw, now you can tech roll away, and it's too far for them to boost grab in time. Because like they wave dash away from where you were DIing, and you're also tech rolling away. So they just won't be able to reach.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to guess a slight DI, they wave dash in a place.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like possible to react to the neutral DI, or to react to the ambiguous DI. And I think Spark said there's like, if you do like a downward notched wave dash back, you can still reach the tech roll away. But like, you can see this is already so fucking complicated for the Sheik player.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, just add that into your game, and it's like you're not doing anything else while you're getting down thrown anyway. So call out plats with jump shine. I actually think this is what Ginger recommended to me, and I find it's better. If you have a Sheik cornered and you think she's going to jump to side plat, he recommends calling her out with Nair. Cause
a Sheik?
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at Falco. Sorry.
Call her out with full jump Nair?
But no, short hop Nair. So like,
oh,
I misread your notes. I was reading the Falco note, but
I see.
What I said is still true. Like, if you think Sheik's, like, let's say you're playing a Sheik and she just is going to side plat relentlessly, just cut off that jump with a short hop Nair. But you can also jump shine it. And then for Falco, by call out plats with jump shine, do you mean like if they're landing?
Like if I'm winning the laser war and they're jumping to plat to get away from the laser.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Jump shine in general is pretty OP in that matchup because it's so low risk. Like you miss the shine, you just double jump wave land away.
Combo.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing you didn't mention, like you had defense didn't really mention, and edge guards you didn't mention.
Yes.
Which, like I said, maybe those aren't your problem areas, but I do think
definitely not.
Yeah. So
my defense against like, let me use the bathroom real quick. Actually.
Oh sure. I'm gonna go get some more water. I'm back.
Hello, this is Neo, just an average CSGO player.
Load transferring, it can also be to recall something, a skill. People...
Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. So my defense is pretty poor overall, I'd say.
Okay.
And by that I mean like I'm very slow to react to the correct thing. So like I know.
Do you feel like you're paying attention to your opponent?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
At least they're positioning.
So what I would say is, if that's not the problem, what is probably the problem is that you don't have like a prepared response. Like you don't have to have one response or like know exactly what to do, because there's going to be a lot of ambiguity. But so like let's say you find yourself getting full hop nared by Fox. If you don't really like know your options and you haven't experimented with them, then it'll be harder to react. Whereas if you've gone into unranked and you've up tilted a million Fox up full hops, then it's going to feel way more natural in an actual game. You're going to like instinctively react more so than like have to think, oh, here it comes. And then by the time you figure out what to do, it's already too late.
Yeah, that's a lot of my matchups, and that was a problem with my punish game for a long time, was like I see the situation, I'm like, oh, it's this situation. Oh, now it's too late for me to react to this situation until you like
So
figured it out.
Yeah, that's just a matter of just going in and grinding it, like just spamming it so you can like, it's the same as the shine grab thing where like you don't have to think about it because you're just doing it, and then when you do have to think about it, it'll come way easier. Like when you actually have to decide in a game which option you want to pick, you can just make that evaluation a lot quicker because you've done it so many other times that you know when it won't work a little more instinctively. Have you gotten to try any of the stuff we went over versus Marth and Peach?
Sort of. I mean,
I know it's like a lot, and it's also hard to like find a Marth or Peach that'll sit down and play. But
yeah, I mean, my roommate is a Marth, but he's kind of like an execution testing bot.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard.
That's how I think most Marths play.
Yeah, I mean, like I've literally had 2-hour sessions where I'm like, okay, my only goal is to not get shield grabbed, and I would late aerial shine and hit the shine like literally all session. There was not one moment where he thought maybe I should stop doing this.
Well, were you punishing him off the shine?
Yes.
Okay, so you were just like 3-stocking him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, I'm playing so bad, but whatever. I have, anytime Kadoran streamed, I've done like his best of 5 or whatever, and I've been practicing like taking power shield that way, because he's like the only Marth I run into that will do that consistently.
Oh yeah, take laser and then dash ants.
Take laser, dash, wave dash away with punish the dash attack or grab or whatever he does.
Right.
Yeah, and I've been trying to do it against... I haven't actually run into a Peach at all, I don't think.
Okay, so that's like a meta level improvement issue then. I mean, would you agree? Like you,
What do you mean?
when did we go over Peach? I don't remember when our last session was.
Tuesday.
Oh,
Monday
it
or
was only
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay. I'd say like within a week you should be able to find a peach if that's a priority to you. Which I
Right.
think if you did 2 lessons and the second one's peach, to me that's saying like you really needed that lesson. And I think the further away it gets from the lesson without you actually practicing and implementing it, the worse it'll be, right? Because you're gonna naturally just forget things we went over, and maybe a situation we literally went over comes up and you just don't remember.
Right.
So
Okay.
it can be hard because like you have to. Sorry, what'd you say?
I'll probably at the Melee Online Discord for Peach then after this.
Yeah, just something to keep in mind as like a general improvement thing. You do have to like grind through these because it's like some. I mean, we went over like specific stuff, but it's specific stuff that will come up versus almost every person. Like not narrowing into the corner versus Marth. That's every Marth, right? You're just gonna have to not do that versus every Marth, or doing the pyramid scheme versus Peach. Every Peach will like be playing around your pyramid scheme. It's just like how the matchup works.
I will say I've completely broken Shine wave landing on Plat versus Marth and just short hop up airing.
Nice
pressure.
And it like pokes a lot, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah,
it
his shield's bad.
And they and they think I'm gonna shine, so they'll like grab at.
And what's funny is
hit up here.
I haven't like necessarily done this, I don't think, but if they started light shielding, you could just go back to Shine Waveland because it's so much safer, right? I think you could probably get away with Shine Waveland Shine if they're light shielding because it's probably not pushing them off. It's not gonna like hit them that far, like not as far as an aerial would, right? And then like now you're just like Shine Waveland Shine Grab. But I haven't. I think the only Marth I would ever see do that is Zane, and I haven't tried that specific mix-up on him. But that would be interesting to see if you can Shine Waveland Grab or Shine Waveland Shine Grab versus Light Shielders.
You might be able to Shine Waveland down smash a Light Shield too if it pushes off.
That would be pretty cool, yeah.
That would be...
Dude, it's actually funny. You can do versus Falco, like in the Ditto, if he's angling his shield towards you, which a lot of people do, like they're just like dashing forward and then they shield, and they're just naturally tilting towards you. If their shield's like mid to low health and you down smash, it'll like always poke. And I did it last stock versus Bobby Big Balls in a tournament. And he's like, dude, you got so lucky with that poke. And I was like, no, dude, I did it on purpose. He's like, you're full of it, dude. You didn't mean to do that. Literally the next time we played like a week later. And in the very first friendly, I ended the game with the same thing. He's just like, God damn it, I guess you did it on purpose then. But yeah, that's like so a funny. Really good poke. Especially if they're like by the ledge and it's just going to hit them to ledge. I think most characters, their shield is lower than Falco's though, so be careful with that.
Yeah, sure.
So we got like 15 more minutes. Is there anything else you wanted to go over, or like we could go deeper on a certain matchup, or we could even just like if you had something you want to practice, I could just play against you and spam that thing and let you practice it.
Yeah, actually, we could just...
Or we could just play.
Do you have a Peach by chance?
No, that's like one of the 3 characters I don't have. Peach and Zelda, and those are like the 2 characters I can't play.
We can do Marth then.
Okay.
Let's see.
I can power shield.
Okay. I'll just play a game or two and see what